Hi friends, today we are talking about some of my favorite authors, like go-to authors that I would buy their book without exactly knowing what it was about. So I think I picked 5 unintentionally, but that's what it turned out to be. Let's get into it. So unfortunately I only have 3 books by this author, but I've read or listened to more than that. I have read or listened to all but 2 of her books that are out, and I currently have them on my TBR shelf, so we'll be getting to those soon. Sarah Adams. This was the first book I picked up by Sarah Adams, a cheat sheet. So cute. Sarah Adams writes clean romance. You don't have to worry about any scenes or episodes of them doing things that I don't really like to read about. So, Cheat Sheet was the first one I read. She just released the rule book, which I don't own. I borrowed it from my library on my Kindle so I could read it because I could not wait. But I'll probably end up buying it to have a copy of it soon. So the rule book is the second one to the cheat sheet. It's like friends of the main characters in this one. It's not like a series, but like companion novel, I guess they call it. And then she had these. When in Rome was first, and then Practice Makes Perfect. So your boy in this one and the girl in this one are siblings. So it's also a companion novel kind of thing. And I'm pretty sure she just released a statement saying there's going to be a third one in this little series. So I can't wait to read that one. I've listened to, there was a series to Con and Gentleman, I think. One of the books is To Con and Gentleman for sure, and I don't remember what the series is called, but it was a duology. There's 2 in that one, and then there was 2 in a different one. Temporary Roommate. I can't remember what they're called, but there's only 2 that I have not read from her, and it's The Match and The Enemy, and I have those 2 on my shelf. And then when her new one for this series comes out, I'll probably end up picking that one up too. Sarah Adams is just great, and I love her stuff. The next one we have is Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I have 5 of her books right here. This is just one series. I have another book already pre-ordered that goes with this, and I think it comes out in November. And then there will be one, I want to say, in February or March, which is going to be probably on my shelf also. I love these. It's mystery. It's a mystery. It's like scavenger hunt. It's a little bit suspenseful, but like very mild because, like I said, I am afraid of cat. So these first 4 go together. They're a series, and the one I have pre-ordered is also part of the series. I'm pretty sure it's like little novellas to go in this series. The girl in this series inherited billions of dollars from an old man that she does not know, and he had children and grandchildren, and they're wondering why he left all this money to her. She's wondering why. So it's very much them trying to figure out how she's connected to them, and how and why she got all this money. And it's like a scavenger hunt, and it's interesting, like them figuring out the puzzles and going from clue to clue and thing like that. Now this next one, The Grandest Game, and then the one that comes out in February, March, whatever, will be part 2 to this. This is companion to the other series, but kind of its own story in itself. Again, another great series, another great book, more puzzles and mystery and things like that. You can see like they got Scrabble pieces and dice, and like, I don't know, it's cute. The second series is like a competition, and if you win the competition, you win a good amount of money. from the girl in the first book who inherited all the money. She wants to spread her wealth and help other people, and so she starts this competition, The Grandest Game, and they pick like I think 7 or 8 contestants, and they compete to win money. And the way they win is figuring out these puzzles first, being the first one to figure out the puzzles. And I loved it, absolutely loved it. So that is it for that series. She has a series called The Naturals, I think, which I have not gotten into yet, but I plan on it. And then she has this one. I don't remember what the series of this one is called, or if it even has a name. But I've read Little White Lies, and it was great. Same thing, like some mystery, and they're trying to figure out, well, that one is The Inheritance Games is a girl finding out why she was left all this money. This one is a girl, her grandma comes to her and tells her, come live with me, go through debutante season, and I'll pay for your college. And so she's like, all right, bet. And then when she gets there, she starts meeting all the other girls that are in this debutante thing, which I don't know anything about. There's a lot of like secrets and scandals and things, and she figures while she's here doing this debutante thing with her grandma, she might be able to find out who her dad is, and like all these mysteries wrapped up in her family at the same time. So it's left you a little bit with unanswered questions. So I'm glad that I'm going to be getting into Deadly Little Scandals soon, the second book in this duology, and I'm looking forward to it. But Jennifer Lynn Barnes is definitely a great read for me. The next one we have, I didn't bring all her books in here because there's 15 that I own and it's too much. So Philippa Gregory, I've talked about this series before in like my top series. Philippa Gregory is a historical fiction writer. She wrote a 15-book series about like the monarchs in England, from Edward the Fourth through to Elizabeth the First. I think that's the last one. I think. And it's 15 books, and I absolutely adore these books. I know Philippa Gregory is known for having not all her historical facts accurate, but quite frankly, I don't care. These are good books, and I love them. So I only brought 2 of them for you to see the first 2, but I do have all 15, and I actually started reading one of her new books. I think it's called Normal Women, and it's not quite as fiction-y as this series is. It's a lot more like history and facts. Like it's almost like a history lesson than a fictional story kind of thing. So, but it's still good and I'm enjoying it. So Philippa Gregory is another great author for me. The next one I have is Ali Hazelwood. Ali Hazelwood, these are all the ones I own at the moment, but I've read all except for one. There's one that I haven't read yet. Well, I haven't read, and I don't think I will, honestly. Ali Hazelwood, her latest release is called Not in Love, and I tried it. I started reading it, and it was just way too much inappropriate. Way too much for me. Like, I some books, you just skip over that scene and don't read it, but like this was a lot. It was a lot, so I didn't read it. These 3 are in a little series, female scientists falling for guys. There's like enemies to lovers. There's friends to lovers. There's fake dating. There's all kinds of different tropes in here, but I loved them. They were cute. This one was probably one of my favorites, though. This one is a YA. I think this is the only YA she wrote. And it was adorable. And it's based around chess, which I know nothing about, but it was so cute. It was so cute. It was cute. you know it was cute. So, definitely an Ali Hazelwood fan too. Great go-to romance. Last one I only have 2 books with her right here, but I think I have more on my TBR, and I've read some from my library before I even started buying her stuff. I read some from my library, and I've loved everything she wrote. That is Cassie West. Cassie, however you, I don't know how you would say that. Like I had a friend as a teenager named Cassie, and this is not how you spell her name. And I know there's more than one way to spell a name, but like to me this looks like Casey. But maybe I should look it up and see if I can find out if it's Cassie or Casey. Regardless, this is a great YA romance author. I have loved everything I've read. I've read Borrow My Heart, Places We've Never Been, Sunkissed is on my TBR currently. I read P.S. I Like You, and I can't even tell you how many of them I've read from her, and I've loved all of them. So when I see a new release from her, it's just an automatic pickup, and I enjoy it every time. Sarah Adams, Jennifer Lynn Barnes, Philippa Gregory, Ali Hazelwood, Cassie West. Those are my favorite so far that I've grown a love for through my reading these last couple of years. So that's it. Those are my favorite authors. Remember that God loves you and I love you, and you are important.